Good morning, Impact Investment Team. My name is Khaledmehairy. I'm from the MUHC. So I'm presenting to you today our pitch, our project Vizio. One moment. Hi, Vizio is a neurovisual system for cerebral visual impairment. A moment. So, as John F. Kennedy has said, children are the world's most valuable resources and best hope for the future. Yet, 150 million children globally are facing visual impairment. Leading cause in developed countries is cortical visual impairment, or CVI, affecting 5% of patients with disability. There is lack of data-driven tools, leaving parents and caregivers without clinical assessments, without clinical validated tools, and driving the $3.6 billion annual burden on educational system. So what is cortical visual impairment? It is vision, basically its vision is inconsistent and context dependent. It's a neurological condition affecting how the brain function and process visual information, and early intervention is critical to support neuroplasticity. So we ask, before we asking this question, I wanted to give an example. So let's put the theory away and talk about daily life of, for example, a mother with two kids. One of them has cortical visual impairments. First of all, the kid, there is reduced independence for the patient. Multiple therapies required weekly. Imagine going back and forth with the car, with energy, consumption of the gas, money paid on therapy. And also, lifetime support can exceed more than $100,000, and estimated family burden can go on the long run up to $500,000. So we ask a question, what if vision could be rebuilt through play? So presenting to you Vizio. Vizio is a play-based neurovisual system designed for patients from 3 to 8 years old with cortical visual impairment or cerebral visual impairment. It combines physical interaction with clinical digital instruction. So on the surface, it feels like play engaging, but what we actually do that we measure how the brain processes visual information. So we are visually is basically we're combining clinical assessment, education, and sensory intelligent play with scalable pathways to early interventions. This is the ecosystem of Vizio. So it consists of three parts: the hardware, which is the physical form, the physical modules, which are translucent geometrical forms that built for CVI, compatible for CVI, with guided Vizio play, and the cards they change from a level to another with the progressive level of CVI. And at the same time, there's a mobile companion app that guide the home therapy, so even the mother doesn't have to go all the way to the therapy every month. That we can actually she can pay at home with her patient, and also we can track the clinical assessment. We can track the patient's assessment on real-time data. This is how it works. So there's a guided visual cues where the patient is playing with, or the kid is playing with in that case, and at the same time the clinician or the occupational therapist is doing taking measurement data on real-time metrics. Unlike what's in the market for CVI tools, we actually combine progressive CVI levels, CVI 1, 2, 3. Vizio is designed for occupational therapy friendly. It's embedded performance tracking and is built for validation. In the market gap, there is 1.2 million children in Europe and North America that either diagnosed or suspected to CVI. Parents usually pay around $600 on tools per year, and the clinical gap, of course, there is still a lack of clinically validated tools. Market sizing, we don't have to go on this now, since it's a short pitch. Our target assessment is we're targeting first as hospitals and pediatric, and then we're heading to early intervention centers and CVI, and then scaling to educational tech. Milestone so far, we are working with the intellectual property. We're creating a CVI campaign with the Research Institute to support the cause. And we're in the clinical validation. We're preparing for the RAB and ITA as well, since it's a class 2 medical device, non-invasive, low risk. What we did so far, we started the ecosystem within the MUHC to 2026. My principal investigator for the project is Dr. Marcel Falcao. Co-investigator is Dr. Andres Ramos. And Thomas Khairi is a medical student who's helping us drafting the journals. We did the journal to support the project and the clinical validation, and also helping with the RAB. We don't need to go there. So basically, yes, for now we have the functional prototype. It's ready. We're using now 3D printed medical grade resin, and hopefully after the clinical validation, then we're gonna do injected molded medical grade polymers. This is the team. I'm Khaledmehairy and Principal Investigator Dr. Marcel Falcao in Pediatric Ophthalmology. As I mentioned before, Dr. Andres Ramos and student Thomas Khairi. The Nomadic Lab is my agency for design, so we're taking care of the UX and UI of the design, the branding of Vizio. And we also have occupational therapy on board, Alison Leduc and Natalie Carr. Thank you so much. This is Ask for Now. We don't need. Thank you.